I've been studying about tourmaline crystals, which, those who know me know I'm passionate about it. And I've never been one to like, oh, the medical metaphysical properties of it are it makes you happy or it influences your love life. I've always been much more practical about it, of like, well, what does it actually do? And so I started researching tourmaline because I've just been fascinated with it since I was a kid. And I saw all these studies from all these industrial applications, like study after study after study. And I'm like, why? What's it doing? And then I'm reading through, it creates far infrared waves. It has positive and negative electrodes in the crystal. And if you took a hammer and broke the crystal, all those little shards of it would have positive and negative electrodes. And then deeper into it, they can't synthesize it. It's one of the few precious gemstones that can't be synthesized for a bunch of reasons. And so when all that is said and done, it's the structure of it. And when you apply mechanical stress to it, like even just holding it in your fingers or your hand or rubbing it, or putting it in cold water and then put it in warmer water, it's basically like a battery and it's always alive. It can't be drained. And so it emits negative ions, which people who know about that, that's where, you go by the ocean and everybody feels so good because you're breathing all of that air that is salt and water, which is minerals, and it creates negative ions and you just feel so happy. And of course, the sun is shining and sand is a bunch of different minerals ground up sitting right there. So you're on the mineral element of the planet. The sun is hitting it, and all these different minerals have different types of frequencies that they're emitting. And you're breathing the air, and it feels so good. This is the natural world, and people always say, like, Mother Nature is the best therapist. And those of us who have done that and made an attempt at it, I think we all agree.
I was in Sedona this past weekend,
Oh, I didn't know
and
that.
I'm sure you've been in Sedona, right?
Oh yeah, I love it there.
Okay, so you know the main stretch, right? Like all the
Mhm.
shops of psychics, and you could take your pictures with the aura around it and crystals, of course. But I imagine they're way overpriced crystals, but crystals of all varieties. And what is it like? Each crystal has a particular frequency.
Yeah.
So what is it with tourmaline versus like others
Well,
that
like
makes it so special?
diamonds. See, this is where the conversation I need, like geologists, people who really understand the mechanics and science of it. But like with tourmaline, it has a specific structure and it's like always alive, and so it's like a battery. It's a battery that will last as long as the actual crystal does. And even if, like I said before, little pieces come off it, those little pieces still have negative and positive electrodes. So it's structure. And then, like where I live up here in Maine, it's the state gemstone is tourmaline. And for my whole life, I've been like wondering, like, what is happening? Why is it here? What is it doing? And now that I know what I do about it, I would say that not just tourmaline, there's other gemstones, like quartz emits piezoelectric energy. And so certain like minerals and crystals emit frequencies, but it's not all of them. And they're obviously sending energy up, which probably helps the flora and the fauna in the natural world. It definitely stimulates some kind of life force above. But again, I'm
Yeah,
not making claims, but it's fascinating stuff.
I know a lot of people they'll place these humongous crystals at corners of their houses, so it emanates
Yeah.
within the house. So, but okay, well, I'm sure we can go on and on about
Yeah.
that. But all right, let's get things started. So, sorry guys, I had some computer issues. and we had to resolve those. And I had to re up my subscription off of the enterprise plan over Zoom. And now I got to apparently fix some certain settings now that I've done that. Anyway, so welcome everyone. So we are restreaming over to Facebook and YouTube right now. For anyone over in that side of the world or anyone here on Zoom, we do hold these coherence meditations every single Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. We have our main YouTube channel over at the Cosmic Gaia Community channel, that QR code right there. We also have all the recordings over there. So we didn't hold a stream last week, but the stream just previous to that was an improvised meditation. That was a good one. So if anybody wants to go back, check out the recording. And the title for this week is The Power of Meow. I don't know if anybody has ever seen Super Troopers, where the beginning of the movie they pull over a car and say, they do the whole meow. Come on, meow. Step
That's
out of the car,
awesome.
meow. Meow, meow. Anyways, let Seth go on that meow. And let's see, what else did I leave out? So we got the restream going on. We're good there. We got the live over here on Zoom. Feel free to please go over to I'mAwakeNowWhat.com and sign up for the newsletter and grab Seth's free book over there. PDF is downloadable, or you can get the physical copy for $7 or $8 or so. And I think that's about it. I don't need to go into the format of our CMs. We kind of already nixed that with the computer glitches and this. So let's get the party started. Let's get going. So
Thank you,
long
Greg.
time no see.
I know, right? Well, thank you for bearing through that. So it's interesting because still, like we've been doing this a year and a half already, which is incredible that it's been that long. And like we have from the beginning, we want to serve and we're willing to do any topics or things that people want or need. And even if there's too many topics that people want to focus on, we'll do more meditations if we have to, within reason. And so this morning, I didn't have a topic in mind, but I just put out a basic question of like, if somebody was to take their focus and focus on it nonstop, what would the focus be to create good health, wellness, all of that? And then the first person that answered said, being present, being in the now. And because that was the first person that said that, I was like, perfect. That's what we're going to do tonight. And it's interesting because even, for those who didn't hear that, one of my friends is here. And same thing with her. She saw that it was about the power of now. Meow. That's my kitty. So I'm just trying different things to get more attention. But she saw it, the power of now. And that's why she's here. And it seems like such a simple topic, and it kind of is, but it is an essential topic. And it's one that very few people I know can sustain. And that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to get into these states of being so present with what is, that as a result of doing this work, we are installing neural networks and creating a focus so that all of the bioelectricity energy of our body is going to go into creating a habit of being present and sustaining it. And the more we feed that habit, the more we keep working on it, before you know it, one day you're just going to get up and you're going to realize, wow, I naturally want to be in these states and sustain it. And that's what a lot of this is. It's simple, but my gosh, it's underutilized for me too. So let's utilize it. So if you guys have water, or if you want to get water, you can do that. We'll charge it up by the end of the meditation. It's not essential though.
One
And
thing
wherever
really
you are,
quick.
yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, butt in really quick. I know we do have some people that are new here, as well as I see some people over in YouTube land as well. I know I mentioned this a couple times, but this is, and actually a couple weeks ago, I was trying to figure out the Zoom where I can play certain frequencies through the speakers while also having you speak, Seth. Um,
Hmm.
but I haven't figured that out yet. Of course, got, I don't know, maybe a couple weeks at that. Anyway, this is actually what I use. So these are just simple speaker pucks that I can connect Bluetooth via Bluetooth. And I just have my phone over to the left. I connect it via Bluetooth again. And I just go on YouTube. They have tons of these frequencies, these channels that are like 8 hours long. Sometimes you can actually play them throughout the night while you're sleeping, and they'll put you, or help you go down to like a theta wave state. In the case of our coherence meditations, I'll play whatever frequencies that kind of align with our subject matter.
Oh,
So
you can do that now? You have it set up for
no,
that?
no, but I'm
Oh,
saying I just got these. These are about 65, $70 or so on Amazon. They're awesome. I keep them on my desk, and I can actually have there's a little stand there that goes with it. And at night, I'll just put it over to my left and right nightstand, and I'll have them also ready for the morning, because certain other things that I'm doing are things like with the Silva method and quantum jumping.
mhm.
And as everybody knows, those frequencies, or those noises, if anybody's ever done the Silva method, you'll have these like clicks, tick, 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 and that's to stimulate your brain frequencies. So anyway, I wanted to toss that out there in case anybody would be interested. Just hop on Amazon, search for, I guess, what, speaker, Bluetooth, puck, something like that. But one of these days, I'm going to get that working so that we can play the frequencies through with our coherence meditations.
You know, in response to that too, I'll say, because a lot of purists, you could say, are going to be like, well, what do you need a machine to create frequencies? Why not just create it yourself by being in those deep states of coherence, of sustained coherence? And it's like, well, yeah, of course. And if we look around, the amount of artificial electromagnetic frequency waves that we are all being bombarded with, like from the satellites, the radio waves, the airways, Wi-Fi, the devices, all that, it's so much that we're being bombarded that our bodies haven't adapted to that. But there are frequencies and machines that actually create beneficial frequencies to help us adapt more. So that's the beauty of it. There's We're seeing such a confluence of some forces are coming together, others are going apart, and it's like we are in the times where everything is happening, and it's so thrilling and exciting and tragic. It's everything. And so when we get present, when we get right in tune with what is really going on, that's when our health comes back. So close your eyes. And if you're sitting down or lying down, wherever you are, just completely relax your body. And from the top of your head, start to relax. So you're relaxing your head, you're relaxing all the muscles in your face, which is an incredible immediate relaxation technique because all the points to every organ and gland and system are all in our faces. So when you actively relax your face, it has a systemic effect on the rest of your body. So relax your head, your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your elbows, your fingers and toes, and then go back to your chest. And then in the middle of your chest, just try to relax everything there. No specific focus, just try to relax everywhere in that area as much as you can. And your back, and your stomach, your intestines inside of you, your pelvic floor, your legs, your feet, and your toes. And so now kind of observe yourself as a whole, meaning in total, and you just relax every part of your body and allow yourself to be aware of yourself as a totally relaxed organism, top to bottom. Because every part of our body, no matter where, it is all functioning on an invisible, beyond genius, intelligent form of electricity. It's a bio electromagnetic frequency that is so intelligent that there's no way to gauge it except for to begin experiencing it. And so this energy is all through each and everybody's bodies. And it's operating whether we're aware of it or not. And so when we relax our entire bodies from the top of our head to the tip of our feet, this energy has a chance to relax. Because when we're in fight or flight, or when we're feeling tense or stressed out, we're putting resistance and pressure usually into the same parts of our body. For most people, it's your neck and shoulders. And without even realizing it, you just create a habit of tension. And it's because your nervous system is overstimulated with stress. But when you realize that and you relax it, then the energy that is there, it gets immediate release. And when there's no more pressure that you either are aware of that you're creating, or maybe you're not aware of it. But when that pressure is relaxed, that invisible force of energy has more freedom to do what it knows how to do so well. And even if somebody just made a daily habit of relaxing their body like that, slowing their breathing down, and creating an elevated state of being, if you only did that, you would free up this energy, this life force, and it will have more power to do what it knows how to do. And look at what it's already doing that we know about. There isn't a machine in this world that can run like these bodies do. And they are not artificial. We are organic intelligence. It's the same energy that the physical world and universe is made of. And even though we're all primed to look around at things we can see, there's still way more going on in the space between our breath, the space between you and another person who you're talking to. There is more space, disproportionately more space than the appearance of matter. And when we relax ourselves in this way, we begin to feel how powerful and liberating it can be for our body to be so relaxed that the invisible energy that we know is in our body can begin to work through us more regularly. And so, as this energy that we all know we are made up of, as we trust it and work with it by our conscious attention, by our willingness to observe, when we become so present with the feeling of our body, the invisible energy that's causing the heart to beat, when we begin to tune into what is really happening, it literally brings us into a state where we are at the cutting edge of the entire evolutionary process in the moment, right here. And it's now. It's not even moments. It's all connected. And it is always happening right now. So really slow your breathing down and make it deeper. Do 5 seconds on the inhale, 5 seconds on the exhale, and get that rhythm of breathing happening. And while you're aware of your breath, slow down, intentionally relax your body even more. And it's amazing how quick we can go from feeling anxious or agitated to feeling completely calm. We could do it in less than a second if we really want to. And the same thing can be said about a state of being, of feeling uplifted. That inner smile, put that little inner smile on your face and notice how immediately it can change your entire body chemistry. And it doesn't need to come and go. You can literally create a habit of feeling uplifted, just like children do naturally. And some people might think, well, if you're always trying to get happy, then you're bypassing other feelings that you're not feeling, like stress or grief or anxiety or depression. And what you're actually doing is you're creating a sustainable state of being, of interconnectivity between all the systems of your body. And through that smile, you are feeling gratitude for it all. And when you start to sustain it because you built a habit, that empowers you to feel the things that most people don't want to feel: the sadness, the pain, the things that really, really bother us. When we create and sustain an elevated state of being, then when it's time to feel those other feelings, we are better equipped to deal with it, to have the emotional intelligence to process it, and the ability to not get stuck in it and look around this world. More than 70% of people live in a low to high grade perpetual state of stress. And it's been normalized. If somebody's walking around happy for no reason other than they chose to be that way, to make a habit of it, there's going to be those who think there's something wrong with somebody like that. How could they be so happy while I'm so stressed out and angry? There must be something wrong. No, it's the opposite. You have returned to the purity and the innocence of youth, where we are so present on what's happening. Everything looks more colorful. The trees, the wind, the sky, the ocean, streams, rivers. Everything is so alive. And when we are present with it, not only are we able to see how beautiful and mysterious it is, but we can tune ourselves right into these natural elemental forces that make up the foundation for all of known and unknown reality. And we are not separate. There's only a small illusion that we've temporarily made a habit of so that it seems like we're disconnected from it. But that's it. It's just a little tiny appearance. And when we get into these states where we're feeling our inner smile throughout our entire body, when our whole body is so relaxed and you feel that uplifted feeling the smile creates everywhere in your body, and you slow your breathing down, when you do this regularly, you don't have to depend on anybody or anything for your overall health. When you are aware of this energy that by our logic, we know it's there. We feel it causing our heart to beat. When we get in tune with that as it's happening right now, that is our return to innocence, to youth, and whoever made up the rules that we're only allowed to be happy as children. And when we grow up, that's when we have to face the world as it is. Dog eat dog. Have to work 80 hours a week just to create any success. These are not our rules. We just temporarily got disconnected from what it is we truly are, this life force. and we unintentionally adopted viewpoints from the world around us that have been so normalized that to not be in a state of stress apparently is going against the flow of most everybody. But when we do that, and it seems like we're going against the flow, but we're firm in our resolve. We have made the commitment to ourselves to know this life force and all that it's totally doing for each of us right now. We decide that we are all in, even if most people are projecting otherwise. At some point, that habit takes root in you, in your perception of reality. And as a result of that, the natural world that has its own coherent energy fields, this invisible energy is in everything, even if it just looks like rock. Everything is alive because of this energy that knows how to operate systems that are as small as microbacteria and as big as universes. It knows how to operate all systems at any scale. And when we meet it part way, no matter what scale it's at, it might take a moment for us to realize that, but we will discover that it is there supporting us. And when we tune into it, then we start being in harmony with the flow, the greater flow that is both within, underneath, and around all of the cities and artificial stuff that our species prioritizes simply because it's been normalized. Most people just don't even know that there's anything else. But when we reprioritize where we are focusing our attention and our body is relaxed and our breathing is calm and we have that little smile instantly changing the body chemistry, creating coherence between all the systems of your body. When you get in tune with that, it brings you so present into this moment, into this now where the heart is beating in real time. It is beating without any time at all. It doesn't need clocks, doesn't need belief systems. it is doing what it has always done, because that is the majority of all reality. And it is our birthright, our inalienable right to be in harmony with our actual reality. And this is something to celebrate. But it's interesting because celebration is a completely relaxed body and a mind that is so liberated from the constraints of stress that it is as bright as could be. So your body is relaxed and your awareness is bright. And it seems like two different polarities. And it might be, but they know each other well. And they know how to work together, even if we don't. But when we get out of the way of stress, we can have faith and feel trust that this life force is gonna take care of us, of our bodies. And if most humans can't get in tune with that, that's okay, because the natural world supports us. Just like creatures that live out in the woods, they're just doing what they know how to do. They don't even need to think about it. And in many ways, we are similar. And with the extra benefit of being able to self-reflect on who we are, what we are, why we are here in this life. When we self-reflect on that, and we do it from a place of presence that makes up and comes from the elements of total relaxation, bright awareness, immediately elevated body chemistry. When we put all of that together, we begin the process of creating new memories based on what we know we're capable of. And the more we create those memories, the more they become part of our infinite reality. When we memorize what we know to be possible, we are programming our body to stay focused on that. The heartbeat. When you tune into your heartbeat, and if you can hear it or feel it, that is where the most important form of communication is occurring. Because if the heart stops communicating with the rest of your body, suddenly there's a new experience. But when we get in tune with everything that we're sharing here tonight together, our faith in how intelligent and powerful the natural life force of our bodies are when we are not stressed out, it begins to allow us to self-reflect so much deeper than we're used to. And in that, the things that make us feel afraid, like dying, or these great questions of the nature of reality, when we get in tune with it within our body, then all of the big stuff, it just starts to become self-evident. And you realize that you've always known this and you just forgot. But now, by being present of now with your body in a state of being that you intentionally created, that becomes the foundation for you to create whatever it is in your life that you want to create. Our purpose is not fixed. We are mutable. We all are the miracle of life, and that miracle can act and create from within us. And when we're conscious of that, we are literally creating new states of being, new perceptual abilities that empower us and set us free from the past and all of its stress that we've gotten addicted to. When your presence is right now, that addiction to stress begins to unravel. And it's okay if you forget, or if you're getting so good at it that you're sustaining it, but then something happens, it distracts you, and you go into those old states of stress. That's totally okay. Because the more that you create a reminder of how to get back into coherence, that little smile, with the relaxed breathing and bright awareness, you keep doing that, and you're going to find that your body craves that more than anything else that has ever hurt you or held you back before. So before we come out of this, I ask that you revisit the elements that you chose to create during this time that we spent together. The relaxed body, the slow, deeper breathing, the inner smile that immediately uplifts you. That's really it. And if you get stressed out, set a reminder to catch that stress or that old pattern. And in doing so, you continue to build this habit of becoming more and more in tune with this state of being that is supported by this intelligence that is beyond genius. And we can allow that to influence us more than anything in the world around us. So if you go out of coherence, you feel stressed out, that's your reminder to get back in it. The stress is literally reminding you to relax even more, to smile and feel gratitude, even for the things that are difficult, because they can be teaching you how powerful you have the ability to be. So remember that. And even if you only do it for 5 minutes every day, first work on the commitment to do it. 5 minutes every day, no matter what. And do that as long as it takes. And then when you have an epiphany or a moment of what it feels like to have that inner work pay off, that will make you want to focus on it even more. And you will be able to rebuild yourself just simply by approaching life in this way. And so if your water is nearby or whatever you want to drink, see if you can feel your smile in the water. You don't even have to think about it. You just feel that smile, and you know that feeling is in the water because you are aware of it. And your energy is everywhere, whether you realize it or not. And when you start to realize it, and you start to remember, that's you building the bridge between who you think you are and what you really are, this life force. So when you're ready, take your hands, rub them together vigorously and create heat. And when you're ready, take the palms of your hands, put them over your eyes, as we usually always do, and notice if there's any kind of sight or vision or flashing or color And if there's not, it's totally good. So practice this as much as you want. You go out of balance. This meditation's always available to you. And please like, love, share. Help us get this out there to as many as possible. We want to get 1 million people meditating regularly all the time. And it's not even really meditation. It's like an internal state of heart and brain, whole body coherence. It is the state that we're in as children, that many of them are. We are this still. So, Greg, thank you as always. Everybody else, thank you guys. So glad we got to do this. And we're going to keep doing it.
Thank you everyone for joining. We will see you next week on Tuesday, and have a great week, guys. Bye bye.
Bye.